For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Interesting. Jeremiah 29:11. God knows the plans that He has for you. And about the plans for today, on this episode, we plan on spreading love to the whole world, talking about peace, forgiveness, honesty. My friends, these are the virtues that guide us here. We talk about these virtues while reacting to videos, good vibes videos from different places of the world with different informations. Like on the first video here, we shall see some videos with some good vibes guys in an aeroplane, and mysterious stuff was going on there. Hold on, we shall be seeing that together. Now I hope you have understood our mission. Up to this point, I believe you have clicked the like button and also subscribe. Now let's talk with our wonderful creator, God Almighty, that the book is telling us He has good plans for us before we start the show. Dear Lord Father, full of mercies and kindness, we worship you, Father. We give you glory, Father. Thank you for this day. We come before you together with the adorable child here, Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for life, Father. Thank you for this chance to be united together with your child here. Dear Lord, may you guide us till the end, Father. Help us to spread love and peace through these videos. May your Spirit guide us, Father, and cover us till the end of this reaction. And this viewer, dear Lord, that we shall be with together here. May you bless them abundantly. Do good things for them, Father. Uplift their souls and lead them in your paths. Be merciful to them and forgive them all their sins, dear Lord. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in, child of God.
I wonder if men would be more careful with their seed if they really understood the damage that it could do by putting into the wrong woman. Now, before I get all into this, I want to tell you just a little bit about me, okay? So that you can know the perspective that I'm speaking from. My name's Dr. Kamisha. I'm a metaphysical psychologist, and I've been teaching metaphysics for 10 years. I usually teach women, and I usually speak to women, and I have a whole course for women, teaching them about karmic cycles. But I decided in 2025, I'm going to start sharing my information and my knowledge with men. You know that song by Belle Biv DeVoe, never trust a big button to smile, that girl is poison. Exactly. Never trust a big button to smile. And the reason why is because she has the power to either speak life over you, speak death over you, speak poverty over you, speak riches over you. Once you put your seed inside of her, she can tear down kings. As a matter of fact, this is a scripture in the Bible, Proverbs 31. Everybody always talks about this Proverbs 31 woman, the virtuous woman. And in the beginning of Proverbs 31, it is a king, and he is basically repeating what his mother taught him, because that's what he really getting his game from, his mother. His mother told him to be careful with his seed because women can ruin kings. Go read it for yourself. Proverbs 31, 1 and 2. It say it right at the beginning. Women can ruin kings, Lemuel. The reason how women can ruin kings is because if you put your seed inside of her and she does not have the best interest for you, or she does not see you as the highest version of yourself, she does not see you, she doesn't respect you at the highest level, right? She just doesn't envision you at your highest capacity, you in trouble. You know why? Because you put your mind inside of her. How do you think you creating a whole baby with that? It's your mind that you put inside of her. So you put part of your mind inside of her, and I don't care where it went. It could have went in here. It could have went down there. It could have went in the back. It could have went in the front. I don't care where you put it at. If it went inside of her, it is now enveloped in her DNA. So therefore, whatever she's speaking over herself and whatever she's envisioning about you plays a role in things manifesting in your life. This, my love, is why you need to wrap it up tight. Don't be all willy-nilly. If you want to get to the next level in life, you need to choose a woman who really does honor and respect you and sees you at the highest version of yourself, because she can tenfold what you want to create and what you want to manifest just by her envisioning this shit, just by her believing in you, just by her believing in you. After you put your seed in her, that will speed up the process. But remember, you have also given her the power to knock all this shit off the table too. So make sure you be careful where you're putting your seed at, and make sure you be careful of the woman that you choose to be with. I say this in love. Peace.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Interesting stuff there, my friend. And the good vibe story there referred from the book of wisdom, specifically from Proverbs 31. Let's confirm good vibe source together just for the sake of love and honesty. You see? Proverbs 31. Please hold it right there. This is what it says. I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm there. Oh, my son. O son of my womb, O son of my vows, do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. It is very true what she has just said. Well, let's continue watching. Good vibes, my friends.
Here's how you know somebody has evil tendencies. And this is a simple law that has held throughout history, time and time again. It states the most dangerous people never have regrets, only explanations. And what that means is, well, do you ever notice how some people never admit when they're wrong? How they always have a reason, an excuse, a way to twist the situation so they're never at fault? How they act like the victim, even when they're the ones who caused the damage. Now compare that to someone who actually owns their mistakes, someone who doesn't twist the truth to look good, someone who doesn't make excuses, but instead makes things right. One of them is always justifying, the other takes responsibility. And so if you want to know if somebody has evil tendencies, don't focus on how they hurt you. Look at whether or not they justify it.
You know what type of people you should never underestimate? It's people who got out of a dark place or some type of rock bottom without the help of anybody else. That type of journey basically makes you unstoppable. So if that's you, then good job.
Look, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, okay? If your man responds to any boundary that you set with anger and hostility, that is exactly where his respect for you ends.
You want freedom with no responsibility. Son, there's only one person on earth who gets that, yeah.
The president.
A baby. You're fighting for your right to be a baby.
It will never cease to amaze me how much poop can be in the human body. I'm on pediatrics right now. Lots of kiddos come in with constipation. Same thing on the adult side. Lots of people coming in with constipation. They need a bowel clean out. Have you ever felt the belly of someone who has a stool ball, which is a ball of stool or poop in the rectum, and it backs up into their large intestine? You can feel the poop when you push on their belly. First time I felt that was kind of crazy. We give people a bowel clean out from the top down or the bottom up, lots of Miralax, lots of Go Lightly, essentially colonoscopy prep. People who are constipated for all different reasons, not drinking enough water, not having enough fiber, taking medications that have constipation as a side effect, other medical conditions. Regardless of what it is, it's just crazy how much poop can be in the body. It's a lot. The intestines are really, really long.
Ooh. Now, good vibe source. About that, I don't know what to say. Honestly, it's even shameful speaking about that topic from how I have grown up in the society where we come from. Good vibes. So speaking about things like the POOP thing in public is not heard of. It's not acceptable. You see, you will try to talk such things in front of elders and you'll be knocked off or you'll be chased away. Anyway, it's good seeing how different humans from different places of the world live, and how they react to different things. Please leave your comments about it. And how much do you think it is? Please tell us down below as we continue watching. Good vibes on the way. Never fails. When landing in Mexico City, it is a laser freaking party every time. Do you know on average in the US we get lasered 30 times per night? 30 times per night, on average, all the damn time. Tell you what, taking off out of San Diego, making a left turn and going up the east, Tijuana, lasering the hell out of me with that one. Usually their preferred color is green, and then down there in Mexico City, well, that illustration was red, but most of the time it's green as well. And it's like, what's the allure? I don't get it. Okay, I lasered an airplane. Yeah, funny go lucky, but it could really damage my eyes. And if you damage my eyes, cause temporary blindness low to the ground with possible, if you hit it just right with the perfect strength laser, pilot incapacitation? That doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good at all.
Your daddy issues will have you choosing men as partners that you feel like you have to earn their love in some way, shape, or form, while your mommy issues will have you cutting off every friend in your life or attracting toxic friends. Mommy issues leaves you without friends. Daddy issues leaves you with terrible partners.
So my son is in grade 6, and this morning we were getting into the car and getting ready for school, and he was like, "Mom, I have to tell you something." And I said, "Yeah, sure. What's up?" He said, "You know the other day when you came to school for assembly and it was like the badge ceremony?" I was like, yeah. And he went, "Yeah, well, ever since then, my friends won't stop saying, 'Your mom's thick.'" I laughed a lot. I went, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, and they say other things too." I went, "What other things?" 12-year-olds. He said, like, "I want to clap that. And you've got a G out." And we were both laughing. Like, he's mortified, but he also finds the comedy in it. I mean, he's my child. And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I had a feeling this day would come." And he was like, "What?" I went, "Magnus, you've got a hot mom." I said, "Buddy, look, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse when you go to high school. I'll try and frump it up. I'll wear baggy clothes, but I'm so very beautiful with a juicy behind."
I remember when Elon bought Twitter, and I discovered while he was attempting to buy Twitter that he didn't have the money to buy Twitter, and so he leveraged his Tesla shares in order to buy Twitter. And now those same Tesla shares are tanking. And if those shares continue to tank, then he won't be able to back the loan that he used to buy Twitter. Now, there's a part of me that wants to see the bank roll up and put Twitter on the back of a repo truck. But also, this is the reason why Donald Trump got out there and did a Tesla commercial. Because Donald Trump was bankrolled into the presidency by Elon Musk. Donald Trump has been able to utilize having access to a social network like Twitter through Elon Musk. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are intrinsically tied to each other financially. Now, the problem is, Elon cannot convince Donald to stop with the tariffs because the tariffs are the thing that is tanking the economy. The stock market is responding to the tariff and trade wars that we're in. But instead of helping, he's vandalizing a Tesla dealership domestic terrorism and doing Tesla commercials. Because if Tesla fails, so does the financial backing of the Trump administration. And so, the reason why they won't give up on each other, the reason why they will continue to fight for each other is because if one of them falls, so do both of them. So I'll be honest, I'm hoping to see Tesla shares continue to tank because when Tesla tanks and Twitter tanks, then so does Trump. I don't care if it's Tesla, Twitter, or Trump. Lakers in 5. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
If you really want to know how someone feels about you, watch and observe how their children react to you. Oh, it gives it away every time.
Did you know U.S. cows are fed Skittles?
Yep, that's old news. Farmers have been doing stuff like this for a long time, and it just goes to show how important it is that we tell what we're doing and why we're doing it so people aren't surprised at a concept like feeding Skittles. Now, let's talk about a cow's diet and why we would feed something like Skittles. So, what a cow eats on a every day, I shouldn't even say a regular basis, what a cow eats every day is called a TMR. So this is a totally mixed ration. So what is in a totally mixed ration is corn silage, hay silage, cottonseed protein, and that's what's in our ration, okay? We also have some cottonseed, ground corn. We also feed liquid whey. So this is what it looks like when it's all mixed up. Every one of these is a separate ingredient, but we mix it with our Vector, our Laley Vector, our automatic feeding system. That deserves its own video. But this is all mixed together so every cow gets the exact same bite every single hour of every single day because cows love consistency. This is a specially formulated and regularly balanced diet. So that brings us to the topic of Skittles. Do we feed Skittles? No. Would I? Absolutely. And there's a reason we don't, and there's a reason why farms do. The main reason farms feed Skittles is it's an energy source. And in some locations, depending if you are near a place that may or may not make Skittles, you can have cheap access to an energy source. Now, but just because it's cheap, does that mean it's low quality? No. Honestly, there are many things that are great quality that get thrown out simply because we won't eat them. Maybe the Skittles didn't have the S put on them properly. Maybe the Skittles had something that happened that makes them perfectly fine but aren't appealing to the human eye. Maybe the colors were off just a little bit. And in a lot of places, there are certain batches of Snickers, cookies, Skittles that are planned to be discarded at the beginning of the batch or the end of the batch. Maybe the beginning or the ends didn't have the same quality or texture that a human would like. Are they still edible? Absolutely. So instead of throwing those things away, we can give them to cows. Skittles are sugar, okay? Sugar is not a bad thing in moderation. We're not force-feeding cows bags and bags of Skittles on end. What those Skittles are doing are going into a mix like this. And when you put them in the mix, honestly, you're probably not even going to be able to find them again. Those Skittles are replacing, you're enjoying that meal, those Skittles are replacing a sugar source for that farm, or maybe adding a sugar source. And we're not doing that to try to trick the cow into eating more of this or to make this more addicting. We're putting a little bit of sugar in their diet because a little bit of sugar in their diet is a good thing. It's something that cows and rumen microbes can feed off of to create an even more balanced diet. If they get rid of Skittles, they're going to have to replace it with something else. So why are Skittles such a bad thing? To me, being able to upcycle things like this instead of throwing them in the landfill is a very good thing. So I was really shocked to see how many people were bothered by the fact that a farmer would dare feed Skittles. There are plenty of farms feeding reject Snickers, reject Oreo cookies, reject brownie cake batter. So this is a great way to upcycle things that humans don't use. Believe it or not, cows are pretty good at that.
Oh man, that's interesting. Looks like the cows in English lands are having a good time. Anyway, the cows here good web sauce. I can speak on their no, not on their behalf. I can speak for them. They feed on the normal green stuff. If you check out some of our episodes, my friends, we showed how this place looks like. And normally we get napier grass for them. Napier grass all the way, and it's just good vibes. If you want them to increase the milk production, increase the napier grass supply. It's good vibes seeing what other humans are doing in different places of the world, and it's just interesting. Now, child of God, you have been watching with me all those videos that have just passed. What do you think about them? Tell us down below and hit that like button as you continue watching.
I had a girl ask me in an interview one time, she's like, we'd like to hear you sing Free Yourself and Bittersweet. And, what are you going to do now? And I said, well, are you in a relationship? She says, no, girl, but I'm looking. I said, well, if you keep singing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, you'll never find it.
She said what she said. I definitely stand with Tasia on that one. Keep trying to tell y'all your word and your voice is your wand. You sing something with emotion, especially over and over again, you spellcasting. Yeah, it's just spellcasting with sound. That's energy work and vibration, and most people don't realize that music is the most powerful form of manifestation. If you constantly singing about heartbreak, even after you heal, what you think you're going to start attracting again? Because you literally still anchoring that pain to your frequency. Your subconscious doesn't know it's just a bop. It thinks it's your reality. This is why I'm always telling you, change your words, change your life. I remember back in the day, we used to bop Mary J. Blige, especially I'm Going Down.
Soon as Mary started liberating herself, everybody was like, nah, Mary, we need you in pain again. Which is a weird thing to say to somebody. A lot of people think Mary J. Blige music hit harder when she was going through it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Mary J. Blige pain music hit. I rock with her happy music too, don't get me wrong. Then when I realized pain has a very strong frequency, and if you on that same exact frequency, it's gonna resonate with you. As soon as that artist start healing, they no longer want to sing about that shit. They're healing and evolving, and you still stuck in pain, which is why you like, nah, I don't like that new music. It very well could be that it's trash. But a lot of times it's just because you're not resonating with that. Love pain. That's what you conditioned to love. That's why Fantasia was like, I'm not about to keep singing that to entertain people. I don't resonate there no more. If you keep resonating there, that's exactly where you're gonna stay. You can't be out here talking about you want love, joy, and freedom, but your playlist is full of pain, anger, hatred, bitterness, betrayal, all the things you claim you don't want. Clean your playlist, speak what you want and not what you don't. Know that your voice holds power, so use it wisely. Make sure y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
I was not aware of the cowboy hat rule, but now I know I will not be taking cowboy hats from any cowboy ever. If you don't know the cowboy rule, save a horse. Ride a what? If you put that hat on and there's no horse around, what do you think they expect you to ride?
Cursed memes, cursed images, cursed hashtags are all real, and there's people on the internet using these as tools for dark ritual manifestation in order to further their success, according to a girl named Scarlett who emailed me for Spooky Scary Storytime. And she says she wanted to further her career in social media, and when she joined a private Facebook group that promised to teach her how to be better at being an influencer, she didn't really know what she was signing up for, and she got some unexpected results. At first, they were really good. She saw her career blow up in ways that she didn't expect. But let's go back a little bit. So Scarlett's not her real name, and she first saw some success in 2020. She signed up a new Insta account, and her sole goal with this account was to be an influencer. She's not exactly in the fitness realm, but she is in the wellness realm. Health is a priority for her, as well as living a peaceful life. She also posted a lot of lifestyle content and products that she used. In the first 6 months of her having this account, she grew the account to about 50,000 followers, which is pretty good without having any outside help. She started getting some brand deal offers, and the job that she worked at actually asked if she wanted to run their social media. So now she has 2 potential accounts that she's running, and she's looking for help. So she goes and she searches through some Facebook groups, basically looking for anything social media related that would help her either pair her with brand deals or just give her tips and tricks on how to beat these algorithms. She joins a couple, some are helpful, some are not, but she sees in one group that there's this girl that's pretty active, and this girl, we'll call her Emily. Emily makes a post one day talking about how she's starting her own private group for anyone who's really trying to take their career seriously. And Emily links all her socials, and Emily is really, really successful as an influencer. Emily basically ends the post by saying, if you want in, comment, I'll send you a message. Sounds very MLM to me. But anyway, Scarlett takes the bait. She leaves a comment. She's like, I'm interested. And Emily reaches out. She sends her a message and she asks her all these questions. It's basic stuff, name, niche, follower count. What can you bring to this community? What are you hoping to gain by joining this community? Apparently her answers are sufficient for Emily because Emily ends up adding her as a friend and then sending her an invite to join this group called the Digital Witching Circle. Scarlett sees this invite and she's like, okay, weird name, but fine. So she joins. She's not really into witchcraft at this point. She just thought Emily was trying to be like kitschy and cute. She joins, she looks at the page. There's no posts yet, but there are 3,000 other members. Part of the reason she shared the story is because she's looking for anybody else who is part of this Facebook group because it's not there anymore. But after like a day of her being in this group, Emily makes a post and she basically says that they are going to be using the ancient art of digital witchcraft, which is weird in itself because how can digital witchcraft be an ancient art? Because digital anything is new. But Emily claims that through posts, likes, comments, certain images, and certain hashtags, they can channel influence and power and success into their lives. And over the next few days, there's about a dozen members who seem like the core members, and they're posting certain images, certain spells, and like strange captions. Like one she said was just symbols. And they're basically saying that if you use these images or captions or whatever embedded into your content, that you will see success. Success, they claim that's beyond your wildest dreams. But it's not just by posting these that you'll see success. It's that any interaction will amplify that energy. So Scarlett's thinking maybe this is just an algorithm trick, so she decides to try it. And pretty soon she's seeing extreme success. Not only her, other people in the group are commenting on all these new posts and they're saying, oh my gosh, you would not believe what happened. I got reached out to by X brand, or I just got the biggest brand deal of my life, or I've seen my follower count skyrocket. Basically, this is working for everybody. And she said embedding these images or hashtags into her posts was relatively easy. Like she would post her normal photos and then she would just post one of the cursed images or the magical images or whatever. And her account would skyrocket. Like within 3 months of her joining this group, she had grown her account from 50,000 followers to 750,000 followers. Her email is flooded. She's got brand deal offers for days. She's being reached out to by management companies. She's able to quit her job. But then she notices that whenever she doesn't use one of these hashtags or images in one of her posts, it flops. And she doesn't know how this is working, but honestly, she doesn't really care. But other people are asking too because they're like, hey, if I post any normal content now, it flops. Only these cursed images or cursed hashtags or cursed captions or whatever are propelling my content into the algorithm. So Emily makes a blanket post, and she basically says that this works through intention, that there are energy sacrifices you have to make if you want to continue being successful. She ends that post, though, by saying that basically if you want to sweeten the deal, you can use this in other ways beyond social media. So she says if you have something that you've wanted outside of social media, just try it and use that as an intention when you're making this content. So Scarlett decides to try it because she's got her eye on this guy. They've been like a situationship for however long, and she really wants a relationship out of him, but he doesn't want to date her. So she makes a post, and it's all about love and whatever. And she doesn't mention this guy specifically, but she does set the intention when she makes the post that she wants him to want to date her. She said there was like also like a thirst trap photo in there, so I don't know if that contributed. But basically, she said within a day of her making this post, this guy reaches out to her and he says, hey, I want to have a conversation. She meets up with him. He basically tells her that he can't stop thinking about her and that he wants to be more exclusive with her in a relationship. I don't know if it was like a full-blown relationship, but basically it was what she wanted, and she was really, really happy with this result. She's like, oh my God, this worked, and her confidence grows within the group. She's like, I've got the career, I've got the dude, like, I'm just going to keep doing this. She's also made a couple friends within the group that she doesn't know on a personal level, but she knows like through the internet. And she spends a lot of time talking to these people about their intentions and what they're doing with their content. And one of these girls is this girl named Jade, not her real name, but Jade's intention was always to grow her art career. And it's working for Jade too, because now she's got a gallery opening and she's got a couple A-list buyers. But Scarlett and Jade get pretty close, and one day Scarlett decides she's going to book a trip to go actually meet Jade. They've both been doing really well financially, so they're going to take a little girls trip together. They go meet up in some city, I don't know where, but basically they end up talking a lot. They have some drinks, and Jade basically reveals to her that she thinks she needs to pull away from the group because now she's focused solely on her art, and she thinks that her content needs to be only art related, which I get. Basically, she just wanted her content to be cohesive. They end the girls trip, whatever, they go back to their respective cities. Jade stops posting these cursed images, cursed hashtags, cursed captions. But then she starts to spiral out. Scarlett texts her and Jade is just like off. She says she's having some depressive issues. Scarlett's trying to be a good friend to her, whatever, but then Jade texts her one day, she's like, they kicked me out of the group, apparently for not being active. Jade has a gallery opening. It flops. There's some write-ups about it in some prestigious art magazines or art newsletters. And all it talks about is how the critics that went felt disturbed and sick after looking at Jade's art. Jade ends up completely withdrawing from social media to focus on herself. Meanwhile, Scarlett is still dating this dude, and he's becoming more and more possessive of her. He doesn't like certain things she posts. He's very controlling in terms of who she talks to. And before long, he actually turns into a full-blown stalker. He's showing up at her house. He's sending messages to her exes on social media, accusing her of basically two-timing him, going behind his back. And one night, unfortunately, he gets violent with her, which ends up in a restraining order. So this girl is going through it, and I feel for her as a victim for dealing with all of this. But she said during all this time, she couldn't shake the feeling that it had to do something with the fact that she wasn't posting as much the cursed things that she had been posting, because she didn't really need them anymore. She had achieved the level of success that she wanted when she joined the group. But it was when she pulled back that all of these bad things started happening to her and to her friends. So she decides she's going to use the group's image or spell or caption or whatever again. She goes back to the group. She makes a post. It's successful. She's like, okay, I'm back. A couple days go by. Everything seems to be getting better. But when she didn't post, she would feel this pressure that she needed to feed the energy. She said it was such a weirdly specific feeling that she couldn't shake it, but that's what it was. She ultimately just decides to leave the group. So she doesn't say anything to anybody. She just leaves. And then the next day, she's added back into the group. She doesn't know how because she never accepted a request, but she also has a message from Emily. And it's an aggressive message. Emily basically tells her that because she has joined the group and achieved the level of success she has, she owes the group. That it's time for her sacrifice and that her soul is tethered to the group's success. She tells her actions are no longer her own and that every like, comment, share, interaction she ever received while part of the group is basically an IOU to the group. And she says that IOU will only strengthen because now those images are out there and they only grow because they siphon the energy of the people who interact with them. So Scarlett does what I would probably do in this situation, and she blocks her and she leaves the group again. But then she starts seeing the images and the captions in her regular feed as well. It's like they're using the algorithm against her. It ends up bothering her a lot. Like mentally she is struggling. She's having sleep paralysis. She's having nightmares. She cannot stop thinking about the group even though she's left. She ultimately decides that the ultimate ritual to this is self-sacrifice, and she deletes all of her accounts. She said she did this in 2022, and she has considered starting new accounts since then, but she feels a lingering presence of the group. She said she did try to find it to send me screenshots and she couldn't, so she wants to know if anyone's part of this group. She also still had an image saved to her computer that she shared with me. Just in case there is anything tied to it, I'm not going to show it, but basically it's just this creepy photo. It looks like a shadow figure standing in a hallway with a light behind it in a doorway. And she said she does still consume social media, and she can tell a couple ways if you're looking at a cursed image or hashtag. For instance, it'll leave you feeling unsettled, you'll see glitches, corrupted files, and sometimes if you see an image or a video and you see a bunch of strange comments on it that don't seem to make any sense, that's a high indicator that that image or that video or that content is a cursed piece of content. But she ended her email by saying, be careful the content you consume because digital witchcraft is real. And she's really looking for other people who have been involved with this or know what she's talking about. She wants to be anonymous, but she said if you leave a comment, she will reach out to you because she's still looking for a way to break the tie.